Here we are. So I thought I'd change up today's video. I thought with Call of Duty Black Ops 6 releasing tomorrow, it should be on the day of this video releasing, I thought we'd rank every main Call of Duty game going up to BO6, and then we can come back and I can rank BO6 among these once I've had good time to play it. I'm actually kind of excited to do this. I think I'm going to cause a lot of debate, but that's always going to be interesting. I'm always excited to hear other people's opinions. You know, this is an opinion-based thing, so try not to get too triggered in the comments. I know I'm obviously much younger than most of the Call of Duty generation, but I have played a lot of them since I was a very, very young age, and I've been addicted to Call of Duty pretty much all my life, so I'm super excited to rank these. We're not doing it in release order or nothing. I'm just going to do it on how they came in this list. I've created my own bracket. So we've got God's Child, which is obviously top of the top, best games. We've got amazing, great, good, okay, bad, and terrible. This isn't using the Call of Duty 1, 2, or 3 because I was way too young to ever play them. I don't even think I was born in half that time. Right, let's just get straight into it. Oh God, why do we have to start with such a controversial one? Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. What are you gonna... I'm gonna put... It's good or great. I'm gonna put it in great. I think Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is so underrated. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, bloody hell, where do we start? Let's start with the campaign. Campaign wasn't nothing special. The campaign was fine. It was a bit predictable. You know, the twist was, it was good, but it was, you know, I felt like we needed a bit more. And I recently went over and done all the campaigns as well, pretty much on most of the Call of Duty, so I can speak quite clearly on all of them. But yeah, this was a decent campaign. This multiplayer is where a lot of the controversial stuff hits. I really like multiplayer. I think there was a few problems with it though. It was definitely getting to a pay to win stage with all the care packages, but I loved the guns in this game. I loved the movement. I loved the maps weren't great. There were some okay ones, but I think it was definitely slacking on the map area. But yeah, like the whole customization of this game was really good, and I think this game was definitely, if you mastered the jetpack and how to use it properly, you would outplay pretty much everyone else. But overall, I thought this game was good. I quite liked Exo Zombies. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was decent. Like, again, nothing special. I thought some of the guns on it were just weird as fuck, though, to use. But, you know, getting your whole exosuit, starting off like that. The characters were okay. It birthed this great song. But yeah, I think it was a good to a great game. I will probably move it down to good, actually. But I really enjoyed it for what it was, you know. I really did. Right, we'll come back to that one. Black Ops 3. I'm going to put it in God's Child, I think. What's holding it back is the absolutely shit campaign. Okay, like, everyone knows it. Train Go Boom, it's nothing special. The campaign was just so dog shit. It's actually horrible to think about. Because if it wasn't, this is probably maybe the greatest game in the Call of Duty franchise. Multiplayer was phenomenal. There's literally no complaints. Oh my God, it was so good, the multiplayer, when thinking about it. I still go back and play it. Right, where do we start? Guns were great. So many good selections and so many overpowered guns. All the DLC weapons, but even not from the original. You've got VMP, the Man of War, the KM44. So many good guns. Oh my God, the Vesper, that was... Remember when that Vesper had the recoil of like a person trying to hold an LMG one-handed? That was horrible stuff. Camos in this game were phenomenal. Care packages were fun. All the customizations were fun. Specialists were brilliant in this game. One of the best additions they actually did. And it didn't make the game unfair. It triggered you when stuff happened. But then when you got to use a specialist, it was so fun. And it didn't feel, you know, too overpowered, broken, nothing like that. Oh, what else about the multiplayer? Maps were really, really good as well. Hunted, Combine, Fringe. Yeah, man, really, really solid. This game, I think where it peaks as well is how vibrant everything is. When talking, like walking around and like all the underwater stuff, the movement was perfected in this game. It did what, I think Exo Zombies movement's really good, but I think it's definitely a certain type of players that either like it or they don't like it. But I think Black Ops 3 mastered it where, you know, it wasn't like, okay, if you can't move as quick and as efficient as someone else, that means they're going to kill you. But yeah, I think this game was phenomenal, man. Like, multiplayer was amazing. Everything just looked so good and it was felt so ahead of its time. It's such a great looking game as well, graphically wise. Yeah, but yeah, no complaints on the multiplayer side. It was phenomenal. It's one of the best multiplayers in Call of Duty, to be honest. And then, oh man, don't even get started on zombies. This is where Black Ops 3 probably stands out the most. You had, what did we start off with? Shadows of Evil, pretty much a 10 out of 10 map. You know, from everything from the storyline to just the layout. What else? You had the Apothecon Servant as the wonder weapon. It was amazing. Good to go for high rounds on. It was interesting. It was difficult on some areas. You know, it's not an easy map to do training on, stuff like that. We have Horizon Draka, which is my favourite Call of Duty map of all time. I go back to it all the time and play that, going for high round attempts, everything. Just the whole game, all the Easter egg stuff was brilliant doing. The bows were amazing. Just the whole layout, what they did. See, I think it's better than Origins. I think them two are always in a good conversation for what is the best Call of Duty Black Ops map. And I think Horizon Draka takes it. I think the whole layout is just so good, and how everything done with teleportation, the box placements, places to go for high round attempts, it's just amazing. And then you've got other great maps. You know, it did Grod Crovey. Not Shinonuma, what's it called? Zetsubo no Shima, that was it. And just so much other great stuff. And then when they did Zombie Chronicles, man, that was different. I don't think I ever fell in love more than I did when that released. Just playing all of the main BO1 maps and everything. Man, that was different. Yeah, honestly, BO3 was just, it really was that game. It just really was. It was, yeah, so it's going God's Child for now. But as I said, campaign dog shit. So if you argued amazing, I'd see why, but anything below, nah, man, you're wrong. You can't kill me! Black Ops 1 is the greatest Call of Duty to ever grace this planet. It is the greatest Call of Duty that will ever grace this planet. Right, campaign is the best campaign out of the Call of Duty series, and it's not even close. The amount of good campaigns in this series, but yet Black Ops 1 still feels in its just completely own domain. It doesn't even like, I don't even think it gets near anything else. Just the whole storyline with just Mason, Hudson, Woods, everything. Bowman, you know, you got fucking, what's his name? Ice Cube voicing him, Sam Worthington. Man, this game was, I forget how good. I recently went, as I said, went back and played the campaigns, and BO1, man, just sticks out like a sore thumb. All the missions were just great. It was the perfect length. Just everything to do with all the antagonists was so good. It was so well balanced, jumping between timelines. Oh yeah, the plot twist of Mason going insane and everything, where he's been brainwashed, and it was Hudson and all that interviewing him. It was so good. And you know, they're in the fucking jungle when they get captured, don't they? And they kill Bowman, and then it's just, what's his name? They're playing then gun roulette and everything, and it's so tense, but it's so well done, and it's such a good campaign, man, honestly. And I must say this line at least like 5 times a day.
Dragovich, Kravchenko, Stein. These men must die.
Multiplayer was fantastic. The maps were so good. The maps were so good. The weapons in this game, man, you know, you had the Galil, you had the FAMAS, so many good guns. This yeah, maps were brilliant. You know, you had firing range. Obviously, Nuketown, man, what can you say? If there's someone that doesn't like this Nuketown, then you're just obviously wrong. WMD, Summit, so many good other maps. I even like the maps that some people say weren't even great, like Jungle. I thought Jungle was great, apart from fucking campers up on certain parts. Sniping on this map was decent. It was fun. Gun game was so good. Just Team Deathmatch Classic. All the music in the opening lobbies was so good. Yeah, just everything was just perfect in the multiplayer. There's just no complaints. And then obviously Zombies. Kino de Toten I still think is one of the greatest maps of all time. And then obviously we had Ascension, which is fabulous. Moon, Shangri-La, 5, all of them just great maps. Zombies really just, it really started here, I think, and it peaked so well. I think it is my favourite. I know it is my favourite Call of Duty, and I do think it is the best Call of Duty of all time. I think people really criminally underrate it. And some people would only put in the good, great tier. I think it's terrible. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I think it did a lot, again, for Call of Duty. Oh, God, Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm going to put Call of Duty Ghosts in okay, because I actually quite like the campaign a lot more than other people. I thought a lot of people don't like the cliffhanger ending. I remember reading about... this was only a few months ago, I did the COD campaign for Ghosts. It was my first playthrough, and everyone was saying about the cliffhanger at the end, and I was like, well, I was playing through it all, and I got to the end, I was like, the fuck do you mean cliffhanger? And I was just sat there for a minute, and then all of a sudden it just happened like that, and it was like, what? But it was actually quite a good cliffhanger, but I think a lot of people are annoyed that we never got a sequel and never see what actually happens. But overall, it was a really strong campaign. It was very interactive. Missions were quite good. Characters were decent. It was not a very one that you can complain about, but multiplayer was pretty dog shit. From what I can remember, maps were all over the place. What else? Yeah, guns weren't great. Yeah, map sizes were terrible in this game, and I don't think the community very much enjoyed this game, so I think that definitely let it down. But yeah, it was okay on the campaign. Apart from that, the game is dog shit once again. Cold War. This is an interesting one. I think I prefer Advanced Warfare. I'm going to put Cold War in good. Call of Duty Cold War has a decent campaign to start with. Yeah, Call of Duty Cold War has a decent campaign to do with the twist and that. Oh god, I can't even remember the campaign that well. I know the campaign's decent. The campaign is decent on this one. Multiplayer, again, was okay. The maps were a bit all over the place to do with size and everything, but then there were some actually really good maps, like the one on the ship and everything. Everything felt quite good and smooth. There was a lot of glitches when it first launched and everything, but there's been a lot with the lot of glitches on a lot of the recent Call of Duties that have released when on opening and launch. But yeah, guns were okay. Sniping I actually quite liked on this map. I thought sniping felt clean and felt really smooth on this map. Graphically it was good. Everything was run smoothly after launch, so I don't have any complaints. And Zombies was mid. I wouldn't say I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say I hated it. I liked the storyline, Samantha coming out of the ether, all stuff like that. But yeah, I liked all the stuff where it's like you don't actually have to open the first door. You could, like, I used to watch all like the guides on, you know, like the parkour things where you can jump around, get over the stuff, and you don't have to pay for the first door. I used to love all doing that. But yeah, man, not a terrible Call of Duty. It was decent, definitely. I'm going to put Modern Warfare 2 in bad. Okay, I'm joking. Of course I'm not. I'm putting in God's Child. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I was 5 at the time this released, and I still played the shit out of it. I played it for years. Yeah, my brother introduced me to Call of Duty, and I was obsessed, and so was he. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, man, was when Call of Duty, I think, really started. This is when, you know, the community was high, man. everything about this game. It has one of the best campaigns, probably the second best campaign in the whole series, behind BO1. Campaign was phenomenal. The characters were amazing. Oh my god, the plot twist with General Shepard, all the tension and drama at the end, you know, when you're trying to kill him and it's like, oh my god, this fucker just doesn't go down no matter what you do to him. But yeah, man, this game was emotional. Ghost, all of that, but it was so good. And multiplayer, this was just different, wasn't it, man? From the maps to the guns to the community to trick shotting, you know, this is when phase became a big thing. Honestly, I think this just did so much for gaming as a whole, though, as well. This is probably one of the most impactful games of all time. But yeah, man, multiplayer was just different. I remember it. And I played this for years after as well. And as I said, I was only young, but it was so good. And yeah, a lot of hours in that game. A lot of hours. Not as much as I put in bloody BO3, though, I don't think. Okay, what have we got next? Oh, God. BO4 is going in... bad. I'm tempted to put it in terrible, you know. I fucking hate Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And there's actually some people that like this game. It has no campaign, which is minus 1,000 points. What else? Multiplayer, I don't get how people liked it. It was similar to BO3 in a way, but just did every single thing BO3 did, but much more horribly. I didn't like a lot of the movement stuff. The maps weren't great. Camos in the game on the guns were quite cool, I think, but apart from that, it was quite shit. Didn't enjoy multiplayer at all and didn't play much of it, to be honest. And then Zombies was whatever. I think there was one or two decent maps, but again, just boring. This is when I felt like Call of Duty started really drifting away from the roots and just felt like it was going in a completely different direction. But this did Blackout, which again, I wasn't a huge fan of. I get that. I want to state Blackout was 100% shadowed by Fortnite at the time. Because, you know, this is when Fortnite was peak and, you know, I think Activision and Treyarch were definitely suffering a bit at the time because of how much Fortnite shadowed it. You know, there wasn't as many Fortnite lobbies, were just so many people were playing that game and not enough were playing Blackout. Although Blackout still had a decent community of people playing it, I just didn't see anything special about it. But they did I can tell they put a decent amount of effort into this game, and they did it in quite a short time span, I believe. But overall, I just didn't see anything. Again, I was probably playing Fortnite at the time, but I just didn't see anything special about Blackout. So there's just nothing good for me to say about the game. And if the best thing I can say is, you know, the camos were good, then no, I might even put it in terrible. Okay, what have we got next? Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. Can't comment on the multiplayer, but from what I've seen, multiplayer is great. I'm going to put this game, I might put it in amazing. It's better. I'm going to put it in amazing. The campaign is really good. Everything. The opening scene's great. It ties up everything perfectly. The all gillied up mission was insane. I played Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 campaign before I played this. And then when you go back to the roots and seeing... oh my god, I can't even think of his name. Oh my god, my mind's gone blank. But you know, when it feels like weird seeing him and a mentor when you're normally like his mentor. He's your mentor, and it just, honestly though, that all gillied up mission was amazing. You know, when you're like just crouching down in the grass and then you've got to try and maneuver all your way and you've got all of them come in. It's just fabulous, man. It really was a great campaign. And what I've seen, as I said, multiplayer looked great. And this is when I think Call of Duty started earning the name, and this was probably the first really big Call of Duty. And it just did a lot for the community, it did a lot for the game, it did a lot for Call of Duty in general and gaming in general. So I think you have to give it credit where credit is deserved. So fair play. World at War is a similar one. This came out in 2008. Campaign was fabulous. I'm going to put this right next to Modern Warfare. It's better than Advanced Warfare. I, again, didn't play the multiplayer, unfortunately, but from what I saw. Again, the multiplayer looked great. The guns looked good, maps looked good, everything about it looked, didn't look anything special, but didn't look bad. And obviously this is where Zombies was birthed, Naktor and Toten, custom, all that. It was started a genre, and I'm such a big Zombies fan, so I have played it on World at War. And again, you've got to give respect to where respect is deserved. This game did it first, and it started off a whole new genre. And the campaign, man, the campaign was fabulous. I didn't think it was going to be like that. When you're talking standout, I think this campaign, compared to every other one, is the biggest one because of how different it was. It was a lot more dark. It was a lot more brutal. It showed a lot of the different aspects compared to the other game. It was a very dark game in general, not even just, just visually wise. Not even to do with gore and violence. But the campaign was strong. There was a lot of memorable moments, great moments, tense moments. It was really, really strong campaign. So yeah, I'm going to give it the amazing because I think they're both quite equal in terms of campaign and what I've seen multiplayer as well. Oh, Modern Warfare 3. Do I just push it? I want to put it in God's Child so bad. But I think I'm going to put it top of amazing. I think it's... yeah. Modern Warfare 3. The campaign is on level with Modern Warfare 2. I some days even say it's better. I think that is a big hot take. But I think this game just did a lot. Like a lot. First of all, it was emotional. You had Soap's death, everything. I thought continuing on the story from Modern Warfare 2. But it's just, and you're doing the new character. It's just incredible, man. And it tied off everything so good. That was obviously when you're on the helicopter, isn't it? And I can't remember the antagonist's name off my head. And you're chasing him down, and then you jumped. It was just so chaotic, and it was so good. That whole end with the skyscraper and the rooftop thing, and you've got to choose. It's a fabulous game, man. And multiplayer, again, same with Modern Warfare 2. It was just... I think it was slightly less memorable than Modern Warfare 2 because I think Modern Warfare 2 peaked a little bit higher than Modern Warfare 3, but Modern Warfare 3 still, man, was fabulous. Maps were good, guns were great on this game, and just overall just really good vibes, and it continued on perfectly from Modern Warfare 2. I don't think you could have expected anything more, and I think this game delivered to the highest expectations, and it was just different, man. Like, really, really good. Next up, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. This is where stuff's going to get controversial. I'm not going to give it God's Child, but I can't think of anything wrong with this game, which is what's annoying. Starting it off with campaign. The campaign's fabulous. It was the first, I think, quite futuristic campaign as well. It continued on perfectly. Well, it didn't continue. It was a big time jump from Black Ops 1, wasn't it? But, man, this story, the emotion, I knew it was Mason behind that pull-down mask. It was just... And, because it wiped out Mason and Hudson, you've lost 2 of the 3 OGs, and it's just Woods left, and it was... But, yeah, and the ending, you could have got multiple endings. This whole game was great. And again, at the end, I was just like, oh, please let this happen. Please let that happen, Fabulous. And again, multiplayer peaked, man. This game had the best map layouts and some of the best maps. You had Hijacked, Raid, all of that. But I think to do with map size, Raid was perfect. Raid was small-ish, but it was so well laid out that it was so... you don't have to walk around trying to find someone, it was just, oh man, it really was. Hijacked was fabulous. Sniping on this map was great. Gun game, TDM, domination, I can't even speak. You know what I'm on about. But man, this game, and then Zombies had the high highs, but it had the low lows. Obviously the high highs being, you had Origins, Mob of the Dead, whatever. Some people like Transit. I don't think Transit's bad. I kind of do. But then, you had the sections that were made into the separate ones, didn't you? Like Town, And you had the farm and all that, which were just pretty shit. They were absolutely tiny maps. But yeah, I want to give it the God's Child because I can't say really anything negative apart from the zombies was a bit hit and miss. But again, the highs were so there. I think I'm going to leave it in amazing, but I think this is a lot of people's favourite Call of Duty, and I can see why. But I don't think I was as hooked on these as I was these three. But again, it's still, I put a lot of hours into it. It was a fabulous game. It did a lot for Call of Duty. And it was a perfect sequel to Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Okay, Infinity War is going in bad, above Call of Duty Black Ops 4 because of the campaign. The campaign felt like I'm doing a sci-fi movie. Campaign was okay. I don't want to brag about nothing too much about it. It was okay. There was some decent moments, but nothing too stand out. I fucking hate the multiplayer. I don't understand it at all. I was bored. I didn't like any of how everything looked on the screen. It felt disorganized. I didn't like any of I didn't even like the maps. I didn't like the layouts. Nothing. Oh, the guns. There was nothing good about this game to do with multiplayer. Zombies was decent. Spaceland was fun. But apart from that, that's the only thing I can say. Spaceland was fun. It wasn't a great map. It wasn't revolutionary, but it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. It was different. They tried to make it unique and everything. And it was really fun. And it was cool, like, loading up and be like, oh my God, this is different, you know, from what we've seen before. But again, that can't carry it. And I think it is just a bad game. But yeah, Modern Warfare 2019. A Call of Duty I didn't actually play as much of as a lot of other people. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in okay, you know, because I just didn't think much of it. I think everyone was raving about the multiplayer. It was cool. It was fine. I enjoyed some of it. The guns were okay. Maps, all the that. You know, the generic stuff was good. What else? The campaign was okay as well. Apart Lights Out, actually. Was it Lights Out the mission? Is that what it's called? Lights Out. That was sick, and that was perfect. They did that exactly how I wanted them to when I played COD 4, and then they did that, and I was like, oh, the transition, it was so good. But again, apart from that, I didn't see too much hype behind it. But yeah, it was okay. Vanguard's going in terrible. Oh, fucking man. Honestly, the campaign was just shit. It felt like everything we've seen before. It felt repetitive in some ways. It felt like I was playing Battlefield half the other time. Yeah, forgettable campaign. Multiplayer was boring. Maps weren't... They tried on the maps, actually. I'll give them that. I feel like on a few. But some of them were dark. You couldn't see where you're bloody going half the time. Yeah, a lot of campers in this game. Nothing was special. Multiplayer was... Yeah, the guns were terrible as well. Didn't enjoy it at all. And zombies, I must have played for 10 minutes. I literally remember opening zombies and I must have sat there 2 minutes looking around and went, don't know what the fuck's happening. What the fuck am I doing? And I just went off. I wasn't doing it at all. Modern Warfare 2. This doesn't have Modern Warfare 3 on, I just realised. I might put it in terrible. Don't like anything they did with the campaign, literally at all. It was again, it's one of them things where there might be a moment or two where I go, oh, that's cool, or that's a good line. But apart from that, I don't like anything they did with Ghost, really. It's just completely changed it. Multiplayer was horrible. A lot of launch bugs. Oh, the beta was boring. Nothing good about it. And I just didn't even put many hours into it. So, yeah. Pretty mid-game. And finishing it off, we have Call of Duty World War II. I'm going to put it in bad behind Infinity War. No, I'll put it above. Campaign was quite good. I'll give them that. Was it? Not really. It was okay. I liked the theme, the era of all of it. It looked really good as well in that version, but multiplayer was boring. There was a few cool guns, but I didn't like anything. I like some of the customization lobbies and all that, where you can go and just fight like however many bots at a time, but we've seen that in previous Call of Duty, so it wasn't nothing special. It felt a lot different in this game though, and I did do a bit of that. Zombies, I don't even remember. I remember this took a different direction in the horror aspect of them, I think. More on the lines of Advanced Warfare as well, but again, I don't remember it being great, nothing too special. So I'm going to put it in bad. I'm just having a look. Is there anything? Black Ops, I'm happy with God's Child. Amazing, I'm going to keep. Again, I could put a lot of them in God's Child, so don't kill me. Advanced Warfare is the most underrated Call of Duty. Cold War is a good Call of Duty. It's not bad, it's not great. Okay for both of them. Bad for, yeah, and terrible. Again, and if it was Modern Warfare 3, same with Modern Warfare 2, but just infinitely shitter. The campaign had not a single good moment. Again, man, it's just, I don't even remember much about it because I just put so little time and effort into them now because how boring they get. But BO6 is on the rise. Hopefully it will be fabulous. I'm very excited to be playing it. I will be playing it on the channel, be doing the campaign, zombies, multiplayer, all of that. So make sure you tune in for that. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed this video. Leave your comments down below of your opinions and everything. I will answer all the questions. And, you know, most of you probably going to be raging at me. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that list, I think. I think that's quite good. Yeah, right, so that is it for this video. Thank you all for joining me. Remember, this is my opinion. Yeah, hopefully you'll all join me for BO6, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and have a good one.